The jaws of Hakkon must be guarding this place for a reason.
Demons still scare you, dear? After all we've been through? Might you have suffered some form of injury as a child?
You and yours are the broken ones.
Because I have been trained not to be afraid.
Being scared of things that are scary is normal. Your training is the weird thing. Ask anyone who's not one of you. It's like you're scabbed over or something. Makes me wonder what else you don't feel.
I feel everything in the proper measure.
Right, because you're normal. Just ask you. If you close your eyes, it's like flying. I bet, anyway. Don't do it, you'll fall. Which is flying, but shit. The veil is wobbly here.
Certainly not. It's much more squeaky.
What? Let me check. Sensing... Sensey... Definitely wobbly.
Inquisitor?
The Hakkonites are attacking my people. I would welcome any assistance you could offer.
Bathing my blade in the blood of the Hakkonites would be cause for a feast for most in this hold. The Hakkonites are fools, and they have forgotten the old ways. But we have pledged peace with them. To attack with lowlanders at our side would make us oathbreakers. This is poor weather for me to ask that of my hold.
I understand your concern. Is there anything I could do to help?
Among the Avar, a hold draws strength from its hold beast. They are as kin to us. When our hold beast is strong and happy, there is joy. When it sickens and dies, it is an ill omen. Our bear, Storvacker, has not been seen in days. The hold fears for her. I cannot ask the hold to break peace oaths unless Storvacker returns.
Does Storvacker usually live in the hold? Does she stay in a pen, or...?
Pens are for goats and chickens, not hold kin. The Avar are free. So must be our hold beasts. Storvacker lives in a cave near the hold. She comes to visit if she wishes to see us. We bring her gifts of food. Not enough that she will not hunt for herself.
Do you have any members of the hold searching for Storvacker?
The hold is already fearful. A great hunt for our hold beast would show weakness to the Hakkonites. If she were dead, the Augur would know. So the hunters watch for tracks. That is all we can do.
The way you asked us to help find Storvacker made it sound like you were willing to break your oath.
I could say that Avar hold all oaths sacred. That no true Avar would break them. It would be a good lie. Lowlanders doubtless say the same of themselves. A cunning Thane can find a hole in the tent of any promise. A place for the cold wind to sneak in. We are bone and blood. Oaths last until they are broken.
If I find your bear and you break the oath, what happens to Stonebear Hold?
Other holds share oaths with the Jaws of Hakkon. They are sworn to defend or avenge them. If the Hakkonites were friends, they would attack us. But they are friends to few. We will send offerings, trade, and gifts to pay the price of oath-breaking. The storm will pass. I do not do this lightly, Inquisitor. But the Hakkonites are tiresome.
I'm a little confused about why I have to find a bear in order to gain the support of your tribe.
Storvacker is not a bear. She is our hold beast. She ties us to the gods. Without her, I have heard your elf gods turned from you. Is that not a bad thing? It is as that. I know more of this world than the world of spirits. Speak with our Augur if you would know more. They're our gods, not yours. For you, it is enough that Storvacker matters to us.
Maybe I shouldn't bring this up, but bears and I traditionally do not get along.
You have fought bears. You lived. Good for you. Fear will keep you respectful should you find Storvacker. You will be fine.
So you're saying she's friendly? I will speak with you later.
Ask those in the hold about Storvacker. They may know something they have not told me.
You're the one they speak about in the lowlands, aren't you? The Herald of Andraste.
Many call me that.
Helmsdim Rolfson. I trade our goods outside the hold. You'll not find better this side of the mountain.
Have you traveled outside of Stonebear Hold?
Course Mountain Father provides. But press us, and we'll admit there's lowlander goods we can't craft ourselves. I sell our goods there. The old trader taught me how to read and write, and how to act in your cities.
Where does your trading take you?
Denerim and Southreach in Ferelden. Leeds and Verchet in Orlais. When the passes are clear, I take our wares to Val Royeaux.
Surely you can get a fair price for your goods closer than Val Royeaux.
Ah, well, that's truth, but have you seen it? My heart lies with the hold, but I'll die remembering the light on the gates of the sun.
One of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Everyone thinks I'm mad when I speak of Orlais. They believe I make half of it up. As if I could dream up those fountains and palaces, and those frilly little cakes.
One could almost believe you admire Orlais.
You sound like the Thane. Most in the hold call any city outside the mountains prideful or lowlander folly.
Farewell.
Another time.
So, she arrives. Don't throng. Behold, worthy ones, the woman who blazes like fire and mends the air.
That's a lot of not good.
What is this? Oh, demon summoning. Delightful.
I am the Ogre of Stonebear Hold. I greet you, as do our gods, the gods of our ancestors. It is done. Now come, be welcome, and hear news of the North.
I found skulls with spells on them left out by the Hakkonites. What are they trying to do?
Skulls. So, bones. Magic cloaked in blood. Stone hidden lie the tales of this hold. Here's the means to find them. Return when you've seen all the god runes, and I'll tell you why the Jaws of Hakkon did this.
Or why not just say what's going on?
Because you hail from the lowlands. If you'd know more about the Avar, put some effort in the knowing. Besides, those runes took me months to carve.
I met a mage in the woods who said she used to be an Augur's apprentice.
Sigrid Goldsdotten. She left the hold when I told her she must release her teacher.
Aren't you her teacher?
She might have heeded me if I were. Oh, perhaps not. It's time the spirit in her was free.
She's an abomination?
Every mage in the hold is made one with the gods until they're strong enough. I thought Sigrid strong enough. Exile was her own notion.
Why did Sigrid go into exile?
Sigrid built an altar by the shore for her rite of thanksgiving, a ritual to part her from her teacher. Sigrid claims her offering was spurned by the gods. The spirit remains with her when she's taken to exile.
Did you just introduce me to spirits?
The gods of the hold clamored to see you. I obeyed, for I'm their voice and their augur. And if I didn't show you off, they'd hound me for months.
What did you mean when you said I blaze like a fire?
How do you think you appear to the gods of the Fade? To those beyond the Veil, your hand burns like the Watchman's bonfire.
Are you saying every spirit in the Fade knows where I am?
Only those nearby, but thoughts spread quickly among the gods. They tell me strange things. That you muddied Time's waters where the cliffs are red, and returned again.
Do you know where your hold beast may have gone?
Storvacker? No. I've asked the gods, but they've seen no sign.
I'd like to ask something.
Then ask.
I assume Augur is another word for mage.
I am a mage. Yet not all mages are augurs. I give counsel to other mages, and the same. In turn, an augur takes counsel from the gods and shares it with the Hold. I make their will known to us, and ours to them.
So you're an ambassador to the local spirits?
They protect the Hold. They help drive off spirits who've gone bad with rage or gloom. The gods live with us. Ignore their offerings, offer them nothing, and it weakens us all.
I've heard enough to realize that when you say gods, you mean spirits. Why do you pray to them?
We offer to them. We don't pray like the lowlanders to a creator they think will weather all the ages.
Do you actually think they're divine beings? Something more than magic?
The spirits watched us even before we came from the north. They shaped themselves into our gods, and we grew to love them. Their secret gift is this, Inquisitor. They reflect us as water does the sky. They show us what we wish to be. That image gives us strength. For that, we thank the gods.
You let spirits possess your mages on purpose.
What better teacher than one woven from magic? The spirits in the Hold have helped us in this way for hundreds of years. Once a mage masters their powers, their teacher departs, duty ended. Unless the mage is weak.
Abominations, wandering freely around the village. What a wonder we do not do this in civilized cities.
More proof lowlander cities aren't natural. No good comes of so many souls pressed together.
What happens to these weak mages?
Their teachers stay with them, and the other gods watch them both, so neither soul turns sick. If one does sicken, or the mage stands in risk of harming the Hold, one day, they do not wake in their bed. It is very sad. It is what must be done.
No one thinks this is right, right?
I should be off.
Farewell.
Be welcome, Inquisitor. Though I fear I've time for little more than a greeting. I must prepare these souls for their greater journey, particularly those who depart without the reverence due. Their way is often hardest.
I'm not familiar with Avar funerals. May I ask what proper rites entail?
When the time comes, we are given sky burials. For most, the body is laid out and prayers given. When the birds come, they carry the soul to the Lady of the Skies. The body, unneeded, is gone.
For most.
Some souls, such as Calden's, are chosen to return. The Augur reads the signs at birth. It is a rare honor. In order to return, an offering is made to Korth the Mountain Father and buried beneath the body. A piece of the soul thus remains, allowing the rest to return to this world and be reborn.
Will someone not be given proper rites?
Calden Enverson is one of the few whose soul may return. Bloodkin must make an offering to the Huntmaster, who prepares it. Or so it should be. Calden's son, Finn, has failed in this duty, but then there's you.
Me?
You're a guest of our Hold. A gift from you cannot be refused. Even an offering for Golden. I cannot dictate the nature of a gift, but if my suggestion appeals to you, speak to the Huntmaster.
I should be off.
Lady keep you.
Be welcome.
I found all the Veilfire runes around the village.
What did you take as the purpose of the tale?
It was about your gods returning, but in different forms.
One of our oldest stories. Taught to us as children by the Skalds. Mountains crack, forests burn. The gods change and die. Hakkon's followers want him alive as he was. They will not let him die and return as he should. The blood magic was to hide the jaws of Hakkon's deed from other gods.
They have powerful magic. Why are the jaws of Hakkon afraid of other spirits?
The jaws of Hakkon turn their backs on all other gods that ever helped their hold. It is not fear that drives them. They hide their deeds from shame.
I should be off.
Farewell.
Inquisitor, I'm honored by your visit. I'm Finn Coldenson. Forgive me if I don't stand to greet you properly.
How are you injured?
A storm blew up a few months back. It's the worst we've seen in a while. I was helping to secure the fishing boat. Einar nearly fell in. I caught him, but the current caught me. My leg got crushed against the rocks. It hasn't set properly.
I know about your father's burial, and the offering.
I tried. I dragged myself out of this cursed bed, but the pain... I collapsed. The Huntmaster found me and dragged me back. Said we didn't need another dead man.
I'm told I can make the offering as a gift for the Hold. I'll try to do so for your father.
He won't be my father much longer.
What do you mean?
I can't make the offering. When the sky burial's complete, I'll lose the right to bear my father's name.
Wait, so he does this, or he's the wrong kind of elf?
What?
Never mind. You help.
Whether or not he's my father, I still love him. I would not see his soul severed from the earth, if it's meant to return. If you can make a gift of the offering, there's no way I could repay you.
I'll let you rest.
Lady keep you.
Inquisitor, you've need of a hunter, or you're just wandering? Doubt you lowlanders see many holds, but I'll tell you, there are none finer.
I assume you go hunting yourself.
Of course I do. Who says otherwise?
No one.
I lead our hunts, Inquisitor. My leg aches. One eye can't see in the dark, and I bring more meat than anyone in the hold. Goes piss, do I hunt?
A yes would have been fine.
Suppose you can't help Lowlanders' manners.
Do you have any idea where Storvacker has gone?
Our hold animal's a hungry one. She might be after the game in the valley to the west. As the weather's turning, I'd not think she'd roam further.
I spoke to the woman preparing bodies for funeral. She said I might make an offering. For Calden.
How would... As a gift? Sly woman. In that case, I'll accept an offering from the hand that gives it. Tradition says the offering's made to Korth. Only creatures who touch the gods' realm will do. I'll mark where someone last spotted. It'd be an unmatched gift, Lowlander. I still pity Calden's son, though, losing his father's name.
Farewell.
Farewell.
So, come to test yourself.
How so?
Our warriors want your measure, Inquisitor. Bring us an offering, and we'll let you fight Hakkon's trials. Stonebear Hold would know if the spirits favor you. So would I.
Do you run this arena?
I do. I'm called Hakkon. I prepare warriors for the gods. Truly, I drill it into young heads that no one's born knowing how the axe swings or the arrow flies.
What do you mean, prepare your warriors for the gods?
As we train, the gods see us become worthy.
Worthy of what?
A second strength when you most need it. A glimpse that spots a blade at your heart. Warriors must show their will for these gifts, and the will for practice.
Impossible. These people would all be abominations if this were true.
Our augur's no fool. We keep the bad spirits at bay. Spot them in those who draw them.
I'm sure you think you do.
What is this trial, exactly?
Battle against our best. Wit and muscle, and steel against steel. Not to death, just surrender. In case you're afraid.
That's a relief. Wouldn't want to widow the entire village.
Oh, I like this. Bring the stomach to match those fine words.
Why do you pray to Hakkon when his fanatics cause you so much trouble?
Hakkon Wintersbreath can be testing us through those fanatics. He can be a cruel god, Lowlander. He'll favor the victor and no other. Strength to strength. If the jaws of Hakkon tried to raid us, we'll feed their scraps to the bears.
Can we begin this trial of Hakkon?
We need an offering from you first. To honor Hakkon and the dead.
Farewell.
Safe journeys.
So Leliana's a candidate for Divine. It's hardly surprising. She plays a pretty game.
She is also an intelligent woman with strong convictions.
Important qualities for whomever takes the Sunburst throne. The Divine stands apart. She must command respect and attention, or she will accomplish nothing. Which means we have two fine candidates, wouldn't you agree?
The decision rests in the hands of the Grand Clerics.
Such modesty.
The Chantry needs to change, and I would see it done, but if I am chosen, then I pray it is the Maker's will and not ambition that guides me there.
Inquisitor, you may want to see this. Inquisitor, I was going to send word. I found something. This inscription, almost completely faded, but two stood. Felled 60 true before our triumph. A breath in the hunt, and let rest the lowlanders, worthy of the lady's care. The markings and surrounding artifacts date to Ameridan's time. The references and scripts suggest Avar.
What's your theory?
I need to complete a full survey and have Professor Kenrick evaluate the site himself. But this may be a tribute to Heron and Orina, Inquisitor Ameridan's companions.
What makes you think the inscription refers to Heron and Dorina?
It's only a theory, but the age of the markings and surrounding artifacts match the timeline we've established for Ameridan. I found glass fragments in the clay, several with slight veins of discoloration. Blue. Like Templar artifacts.
Templars?
The Templars were a new order in Ameridan's time. Given their small numbers then, few would be found outside the Chantry's reach. It's unusual to find one deep in uncharted territory, unless he traveled here for a purpose, as Heron would have.
You don't think the inscription could refer to Ameridan himself?
It's possible. But Ameridan would have been recognized as a leader, which the inscription might have noted out of respect. And a breath in the hunt? Why note that your hunt continues unless your remaining prey was someone important?
What happened here?
An encounter with ancient Avar, and not a friendly one. Ameridan and his companions were outnumbered in an unfamiliar place. If Ameridan's not here, perhaps someone bought him the time needed to keep going?
If this is the resting place of Heron and Dorina, it only remains because the Avar took time to honor them.
Respect for a worthy adversary? It wouldn't be out of place.
What do you know about Hakkon?
When the Templar Order was first formed, Sir Hakkon was among its members. He's arguably the most famous of the original Templars, though he was never one of their leaders. He's better known as one of Inquisitor Emeridan's confidants. They'd known each other since youth.
So they were close. Friends.
When Emeridan was made Inquisitor, Harren's position in his inner circle was assumed. A few ballads about them survive. The type with adventures and happy endings. I don't know if they're true. They remind me of my brothers, though.
What can you tell me about Orina?
Orina was an alchemist in Orzammar. It's said she met Emeridan while dealing with a demon, but it's not known why Emeridan was there. Demons aren't common in the deep roads, but they were a problem for the Inquisition at the time. Orina knew she could help, so she joined Emeridan.
If she left Orzammar, that would make her a surfacer.
She turned her back on the stone, though it's said she had few regrets. Some claim she was actually from one of Orzammar's noble families, but who can say? She never used her last name on the surface, and once exiled, the family likely struck her name from personal documents. Professor Kenrick petitioned Orzammar's Shaperate to grant access to their records, but the request was turned down.
What will you do with this information?
Professor Kenrick will expect detailed notes on the location, stone and clay samples, and any trace artifacts I can find. If Emeridan's history is compiled, this could be worth an entire chapter. I might get credit on the inside cover.
Thank you, Colette.
Inquisitor.
Clearly a fight here. Something big. Like, bear big. Maybe a bear. No bits, no blood, no way to cut something out. It has to be close.